my name's Tamara Chambers, and this is Tamara's Never Seen. And as promised, today, I am watching Hot Fuzz. I love his stuff. I just watched Shaun of the Dead last week for the first time and absolutely loved it. If this film is anything in that kind of direction, I'm all for it. I wrote, y'all know what time it is? Give me those Hot Fuzz predictions, 20 minutes. And then the YARP guy. Let's do it. Obviously, I loved it. Just like Shaun of the Dead. They both have their own sense of like seriousness. And it's just, it kind of comes out of nowhere because you're just expecting it to be a comedy, just face value, and it's not. There's just so much more. First thing I wrote down in my notes is, wow, different character, Batman. Such a different character between the two movies. It's amazing. In Shaun of the Dead, he was kind of like this dud, kind of lost character. And in this, he is like this badass, kind of hard-ass police cop officer, and it's just so good. Right away, Martin Freeman makes another appearance in this. Again, a very small appearance, but I love it nonetheless. Most of my notes are just like, oh, that was clever, wow, clever joke, hilarious joke, funny joke. This was just filled to the brim with perfect comedy. Clever and subtle, but then, I mean, some not so subtle, but some really amazing things. The crossword right up front when he goes and checks into the hotel, she calls him a fascist, I think, and he calls her a hag. And then later it comes up again, they're actually calling each other those names. So funny and clever and good. Tamara Chambers thinks Hot Fuzz is so funny, clever, and good. Film Critic of the Year. So, Simon Pegg's character, Nicholas Angel, is a London cop, best of the best, and they transfer him to a small little village because he's kind of showing them up and making all the other cops look bad. For a while, there's just a lot of small town jokes happening. He goes to the pub, even younger kids than 18 drinking at the pub, and he like goes up to them with his badge, "What's your birthday?" and just arrests a bunch of, you know, adolescent young boys. Then Simon Skinner, who owns the store in the town, comes up to him and says, "I'm a slasher of prices." It's so weird. His voice, his sexy yet creepy eyes, that mustache, yes! At one point, the entire force is eating cake. It's just feels very small town. And then this scene is so good. I'm wondering if people are gonna bring this up in the predictions. The police chief's son, Danny, is now Nicholas Angel's partner. And Danny loves cop movies. He's like, have you seen Lethal Weapon? No. Die Hard? No. Bad Boys 2? No. I'm like, same. I saw Die Hard for this. But, you know, it was for work. So not much is happening in this town is basically what I'm trying to say and what's being portrayed on screen. And they're going after this kid who robbed some biscuits from a grocery store. There's a great callback where Nicholas is about to jump over fences and Danny's like, what are you doing? What's the matter, Danny? Never taken a shortcut before? And then starts jumping over fences. And then Danny tries and just plows into the fence, and it's actually hilarious. Like, laugh out loud. So funny. And then I wrote down in all caps, what the hell? Where did the axe murderer come from? Again, I love the twists of this. It starts off as this like funny buddy cop silly movie, and then it gets real. Like, real things happen. I don't think I'm used to that in my like silly comedies. Over here in America, you get one or the other, comedy or substance. It's few and far between that you get all of it like this. And this is like a whole trilogy of these 3 movies that are all just so good. So now it's really ramping up. I love Nick Frost in this movie. It's kind of a clumsy guy who, you know, I think others are mostly just taking care of him. And it's that same kind of vibe from the first movie, but in the first movie, it was just kind of like, why are they putting up with him? Whereas in here, he's really kind, he's a good friend, and he just happens to not be the best cop. But he's learning so much from Nicholas Angel. It's amazing. It's so good. Have I mentioned that it's good yet? Have I said that? It's so good. Some of the gore in this, it's really intense. And the town's really now getting to Nick, and the bullying from the police force who don't believe him, and just the small town vibe, and the killings no one will even look into at all. And all of a sudden he's attacked. And he's attacked by the YARP guy, is what I call him. He's a big guy that just says YARP all the time. Pretty one-dimensional character. And through this attack, he finds out that most of the town is actually in on the murders. He goes and he follows them to this old castle where they're all chanting in black robes with candles and walkie-talkies. Ah! Small town charm. So Nicholas Angel obviously confronts all of the townspeople, and I would like to recap that confrontation right now. You're under arrest. The greater good. You killed him for being a bad actor. The greater good. But you killed her for having an annoying laugh. The greater good. But you killed him for having an obnoxious home. The greater good. You killed him because he has bad grammar. The greater good. The police chief is in on this? Crusty jugglers. I should make a video where I don't have any cuts and you guys just see me going like this a million times, because it's that's real entertainment right there. Wow. Wow. He decides to gear up with like lots of guns and a horse, and he straight up air kicks an 80-year-old woman, and then he just goes around to the town square and starts dueling with all of these senior citizens who run the town. He finally gets all of the police force on his side, and Danny's with him, and they go to take down Skinner, and there's this hilarious scene between Danny and Angel, Nicholas Hamilton, Chris Angel's in this as well. Did you know? He is. Danny's like, where's the YARP guy? And Nicholas is like, in the freezer. Well, did you say cool off? No, I didn't say anything. Well, that's a shame. The police chief, Skinner, are in a car, and then Danny and Nicholas Angel are in a car. And at some point, they pick up the swan that they've been following. It turns into this giant Godzilla reenactment between Skinner and Angel, and it's so brilliant. But there's one person left from the old person's brigade who decides to come in and take care of Nicholas Angel, and he shoots at him, and Danny jumps in front of him and gets shot, and then there's a giant explosion from the sea mine, because of course, and it's like, what, is Danny dead? What? And then no, he's not dead, of course. And it's kind of perfect. This film was kind of perfect. Tamara's grade, Hot Fuzz, kind of perfect. He has rapidly become my favorite director of all time. I just think he is incredible. It's really engaging work and editing and filming. You will not see the HOA cult coming and will be genuinely sad when the flower lady dies. Yes. Also, I really thought that it was gonna turn out to be the human statue who was doing it all, because they were so concerned with him. I was like, how funny would it be if that he was like actually a threat? Also, hair flip girl, don't forget. I have been so forgetful about hair flips recently. Thank you for the beautiful reminder. Bad Boys 2? You ain't seen Bad Boys 2? Or 1. You'll like it more than Shaun of the Dead. Maybe. Maybe. You'll find the use of sound effects apt and the jump cuts great for showing the passage of time. Yes. I think that Edgar Wright does an incredible job with cuts. His editing just in general, but yeah, his use of music and sound and just quick cuts are just so engaging and good, and yes, I love them. You will remember to flip your hair for the greater good. Very unlikely, but you'll get the Aaron A. Aronson joke the first time around. I don't get that. Just thought it was a funny name. Why? I don't get it. Wait, Cate Blanchett was in this? I think I missed a lot in this film. I think I need to rewatch this like immediately. Cancel all my plans today, Ike. Clear my schedule. That was so much flipping fun. I'm probably gonna do a poll on my Twitter this week asking if I should just finish out the series and do World's End, or if I should maybe take a break. But follow me on Twitter to see that, or just to tweet at me fun things that I probably missed in the film. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next week for the greater good. The greater good.